Hey, Herd. We are the Sisterhood of the Traveling Bantha. We are your hosts, Rexy
and Denise, and we are recording with special support from Councilmember Mark Collier,
broadcasting from a galaxy far, far away.
Pew pew.
Hey, Herd.
What's up?
How's it going? Oh, wait. We don't have anybody here yet.
No. So we can take some time to chat. I'm putting up on Facebook.
Okay.
The Book of Face. Our live stream.
Do you happen to have our... Here, I'll do it. While you do that, let me put it up on our Discord.
I don't see it streaming live on Facebook.
What? Really?
Yeah.
It says that it is. Says it's on, right? Yep. Live on mine.
Oh, there it is.
Live on ours. Live on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. We should be good. And I have the comments open. For anybody watching, make sure that you go to StreamYard and give it permission to use your name. Otherwise, when you talk to us, we won't be able to see who you are. You'll just say Facebook user.
Oh, yes. Yeah, so I'm like super excited. We're still learning how to do this, you guys. So thank you for your patience.
We appreciate it. Yeah.
See us on our Facebook feed. Okay. Awesome. We are good.
You see it?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Well, I was just looking at it from our business, our business side. So there we go. No, we are. Yeah, I got it. There we go. I just shared it to my personal one too, so we're good.
Can you, since you have that link, can you share it to our Discord too? Just so anybody who's in there can see that we started.
Oh, I don't have Discord on. My Discord.
Okay, I have the Discord, but I can't find the share. Can you message
here? I'll
me
get the YouTube link. Do you want the YouTube link?
That works. YouTube or Facebook or whatever.
I sent it in a private chat to you. I slid into your DMs. That was a really bad joke. Please. No, on StreamYard.
Oh, I'm all over the place. Sorry. Give us a second, guys. Yeah.
Oh, this
there it is.
Typical STB fashion. If I am looking to the side, it's because my second monitor is way over here. Yes. So how's your evening been, Rex?
It's it actually has not been great. I guess I could be honest, because if we want people to talk about their mental health when it sucks, we can't hide when our own mental health sucks. And my mental health kind of sucks today. Sorry if I seem a little bit distracted. I'm trying to put it all in our Discord. That way people can see, hey, this is where the book club chat's going on.
And talking about Discord, you can find us on Discord at Traveling Bantha. We do have a fun little community there. We do have a thread up for new shows that are dropping tonight. If you want to chat there.
We would love to talk about it, but we're gonna wait to talk about it until
after
the strike's over. Whenever that is.
We are honoring all the actors and the writers, which is why.
However, we will be talking about it over on our Discord, because we have a channel just for discussion.
Yes.
It's not a public thing. It's just conversation between friends. So if you want to just come have a conversation about the show that is dropping tonight, come talk to us over there.
We will be there, and it will be fun. It is a spoiler chat, so if you do not want spoilers, turn off your notifications.
Yep. Do you? Okay. Hang on just a second. It says some places can't get comments. Let me make sure it's not anything. Oh, okay. I think that's just because of their platform.
Yeah. Talking about,
so
with that, we're also going to plug real quick our Patreon. So right before we went live tonight, we just recorded our monthly Patreon exclusive, which is an episode every month that we release, and it is all about women of Star Wars. We talk about a wide variety of characters.
Yep. Anybody we want to.
Yes. We haven't name dropped this month's character yet to our Patreons, but we will give you the clues. She is from the Mando universe. She's fairly new, and she has a very motherly disposition.
Yep.
It was really fun. We have all kinds of fun facts, and
we love her,
adore her. But some of the past months we have discussed Pelly.
We've talked about
Holdo.
Leia, of course. We talked about Holdo. We talked about Reva.
Yeah, we did talk about Reva.
Yep.
Love Reva.
She's amazing. Did we do Deidre?
No, she's on our list. She's coming up.
Okay.
She's coming up.
Okay.
She's my girl. I love Deidre.
Yeah.
But we've also talked about Mon Mothma. So we do a wide variety of women in Star Wars. So yeah, check that out. And we are on Patreon at Sisterhood of the Traveling Bantha, or just patreon.com at Traveling Bantha. But yeah, so let's I guess dive into our most recent book, right?
Yeah, so this month for Bonnie's Bookshelf, we read Size Matters Not by Warwick Davis.
Yes.
And oh my gosh, it was such a good read. I listened to it twice.
You listened to it twice?
I loved it. I listened to it twice.
Oh my gosh.
It made me giggle. It made me cry. I laughed way more than I cried, but it was surprisingly heart-wrenching in a few places.
It was a very good book. And and he Warwick Davis, so it's his autobiography. He's actually done a few different revisions where he keeps adding on epilogues to the book. So
that's why there's know that.
Yeah. And because there's a comment in it, and he was like, oh, if this is version 3, here's your next epilogue of things that were going on.
Yeah. Okay.
I really, really hope that he does another one, because a lot has happened since the end of this
book. Did
he
say at the end of the book, wasn't he in the next 40 years, I'll do another
one? But man, this guy's life from the time he was 11.
Little bitty, right? Yeah.
11, being a kid, going in for an audition for...
Oh, but it was so funny. I'm going to back you up just a minute. It was so funny how he told this story. Because he was he had gone to see Star Wars, of course, and he was obsessed with the toys. He had a bunch of them, and he played with them, and he loved Star Wars. And he gets in the car with his mom, and his mom is driving him to, he doesn't know where, but she's like, Warwick, what is the thing that you want to do most in this world? And he was like, drive a go-kart.
He's like, no, what do you want to do most? I don't know what else I want to do.
What would be better than driving a go-kart? And she's like, what do you want to do more than driving a go-kart? And he's like, and she's like, you want to be in Star Wars?
Because his Nana, his grandma, heard about an advertisement on the radio for it.
Yeah. For what was it? People under 3 feet tall, right? Was it people under 3 feet tall or 4 feet tall?
like I think maybe 3.6. I don't know. We'll go in the middle.
Yeah, it was very short though, and they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you want to be a Star Wars kid?"
And I think originally he was talking about how like they were already like filled up, but then they're like, oh, it's a kid. We could use a kid. We need
Yep.
like children Ewok. And so
They called back and they were like, "How tall is he? I don't know, 2 feet or something." And they're like, "Cool, come out. We'll take him."
we will, yes, let's do this. Uh, hey Rex, thank you for jumping on. We are also super
Hey, oh my
excited
gosh.
for
Autograph is wicked. That is so cool. Oh,
Rex.
that is rad. Hi, Rex.
He was the one that commented on our TikTok that he saw you as a Ghostbuster somewhere.
Yeah, that was me. Did you come say hi? Did we get a picture together? Oh yeah, I'm very excited about the show dropping tonight too. I'm stoked.
Yeah, okay. So this the job that he got, don't be afraid to have some pictures with Rexy. She will take them.
Yes.
Where was I going? Oh, but yeah, like being an Ewok totally opened up so many doors, and his like career has been absolutely bonkers.
I know, almost nonstop, but not only being an Ewok, but like it sounds like just his personality, right? He was just a little ball of fire on 2 feet, and 2 feet tall. So I mean, just he went wherever he wanted because he fit wherever he wanted.
And I love
and he just walked up and made friends with everybody because he didn't know who anybody was. He didn't know.
He didn't know the proper etiquette for being like on the stage.
He was just a little kid. He was 11. Right? Like he didn't know he wasn't supposed to talk to the talent. He was just like, oh, hey, tugging on people's sleeves. How's it going?
Can you explain this to me? And
what does this mean?
And because of that, that got him a bigger role. And then he got to hang out with Leia, and like from there, he just seems like the person that would just leave that like long lasting impression.
Yes.
Like,
well, it seems like it did.
Such an ultimate fanboy from the time he was even now, like reading his like
those are my favorite.
Love it. But I didn't know some of the things that he's been in, and it blew my mind. But I think one of the things that I thought was probably the coolest was outside the acting, he created a talent agency.
Oh yeah.
For little people. Is that the correct term? He said little people. Yeah.
That was the term that he used.
Yeah, that's right.
Several times. And for very tall people.
Yeah. Like
people over 7 feet.
6, yeah, 7 feet.
Yeah.
But like he was able to take this and like he's getting all these people jobs, and he's supporting his community, and he does a lot with like charity works as well. And it just I really liked that aspect, and I like the fact that he also said he never booked his own jobs through his agency. He didn't want to take away from the people
that he represented.
Yeah, and I was like,
I know, like they had to talk him into
Harry Potter. No,
yeah, they had to talk him into it because he was like, no, I don't. It's gonna look really bad. I don't want to take work away from my actors. It's it should be their opportunity. And they were like, but you're perfect. We want you. We don't want somebody else. We want you. And he was like, and had like this crisis over it. And then eventually it was talked into it and he did it. But it's really cool that he thinks about stuff like that.
And I think it has to do a lot with like, I feel like he had a very good upbringing in that aspect, but because he knew the struggle trying to get the jobs, especially once he became like an adult, like realizing
he's been there himself.
Yeah, that it's easier to then represent those people. And he knew that his mom was his manager, so he understood that business side of things. And his wife is an actress too, wasn't she?
Yeah, he met
Yeah, that's
her
right.
on set, like initially on
Yes.
set of Star Wars, I think, and then kept bumping into each other here and there. And like, remember him talking about she thought he was a total brat, like when he was a little kid, because he was driving his RC car all over the set, and she was just like, "Oh, such a brat."
I remember, like, have a good night, Rex.
Oh
Thanks
yes, may the force be with you.
I loved when he talked about the difference between filming as a kid in England or the UK versus filming in the US,
Mm-hmm.
because they didn't have like all the like laws on how long the kids were on set. They had to do their schooling, and
Right.
but when he went to the US, they couldn't work more than 4 hours.
He
They
had to go to
do
school.
4 hours of school. He's like, what is this? I just want to go and run around.
This is bullshit. This is not what I thought I was doing.
Fun. I'm here to be a fuzzy bear. Like,
Right?
I don't want to do homework. No.
Yep.
But I will say, I love some of the stories that were shared, like behind the scenes, like when you were saying all the little people would like to prank the Star Wars set.
The bus. Oh my god. Like all of the Ewoks, like somebody wrote a note and left a note on like the producer's desk, on somebody's desk, saying the Ewoks have had enough.
We're done.
Yeah, we're out of here. They all loaded up in a bus and they drove to the airport. Well, they left a note saying they were loading up in the bus and driving to the airport. And then they all lit up in the bus and they drove away. And the guy comes back, whoever they comes back and he's like, oh my god, all the Ewoks are gone. Like, what do I do?
They're like, no,
Drove
we're
to the
joking.
airport.
But he never made it to the airport because he got like a flat tire or something. So
Yeah, something stopped him, but he was like, oh my god, Star Wars without the Ewoks. The Ewoks have all jumped ship.
So I will say, like, it was so funny because I feel like Warwick, like, personally made it his goal to make like George Lucas his best friend, because the amount of times he references George Lucas, giving him career advice, like I think it's really cool. I love it. He has gone back and done so many things with Lucas, and then so many things with Spielberg, and then so many things with Ron Howard. Like,
freaking George Lucas had he and Sam, his wife. She eventually married him after thinking that he was not a total brat. Like, they eventually got married, but he and his wife stay out at his ranch.
Yeah.
For their honeymoon. Like, yeah, I think he definitely made him like his bestie.
But yeah, like Lucas brought him back for prequels. He came back and had a small part in Solo. He was in Solo. Oh, my glasses are really
and of course
dirty.
he was Flitwick in Harry Potter. He did how many Leprechaun films were there now? 5?
I didn't know that there were that many.
You didn't? I've seen every one of them.
I haven't seen a single one.
As much as I love Star Wars, I love horror more. So that's a lot. I've seen every one of them. And so, like, whenever he was talking about the scenes, especially the scenes from like Leprechaun in the Hood, which was an experience, let me tell you. I'm like,
I thought it was hilarious how he was telling Ron Howard about it, and he's like, "Just don't make another one." He's like,
hey, so I made 3 more.
I've done like 4 or 5.
Like, all right, well, my daughter and her boyfriend watched it and they loved it, so I guess if they like it, it's fine. You keep doing it.
I wonder which daughter he is talking about.
Because his kid is Elle Woods. Not Elle Woods. Oh my god. I haven't seen that movie in a while. That's not what I meant.
Bryce
Elle King.
Howard. Huh?
Elle King, right?
No.
She's Ron Howard's kid?
No. Bryce Dallas Howard is his daughter.
I thought Elle King was his daughter.
No.
Whose daughter is she?
Oh, one of the weird guys that does a lot of movies with Adam Sandler.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Rob Schneider is her dad?
Yes.
Weird. Well, that's not what I was expecting. I definitely thought Ron Howard was her dad. I don't know.
No.
I think they look alike somehow.
Bryce
Okay.
Dallas
Well,
Howard.
I don't know what I'm talking about, so.
No, but Bryce Dallas Howard, who has followed in her father's footsteps and has directed several episodes in the Mandoverse. So she obviously gets that from her father.
Yes. Another fan.
And
Oh, my favorites are the ones who are fans. And he's a fan, you know, like he's a fan all the way from a little kid.
those are the, yeah. And like
I mean, he got to see it. They were talking about him, like, you know, he'd never heard of it or whatever. And his family was like, hey, we're going to go watch this movie called Star Wars. You want to go? And he was like, oh, sounds cool. All right.
And it changed his life forever.
Right. And then, oh God, I love Willow. I remember watching Willow as a little bitty kid and just being completely in love with it, right? Like, he and Val Kilmer were so good. So good.
I loved hearing his stories. Like, so it's really cool. He did a lot of costume work in costume. And so hearing him talk about
like heavy costumes, like creatures and you know, like the Ewok.
Physical they had to be for all of these. The fact that he was able to pull off, and he did a lot of his own stunts too, he said. Which I'm sure they didn't have like a ton of little people like stunt doubles. Like
right. Well, there wasn't even a ton of work for little people at that time. Like, you know, so
it started changing a lot after the 70s, I feel like. But
I wonder if he had a lot to do with that. You know, him and some of the other people who went on to do roles that people are very familiar with. Look, I moved my hat just enough. My hair is the exact same color as the green screen. So I have this hat on so that I have a head. But yeah.
I love it.
Oh,
I wish there was a way to like way off topic, take like your hair and have a different like picture for your hair compared to the picture.
Oh, it'd be funny. I have no idea how I'd do that, but like
I don't think you look like you shaved your head again.
Look, you can see in my skull. I'm a space head.
If you can't see it now, their hair is absolutely gorgeous. It is an amazing.
I can't hear you. I took these off. I couldn't hear you.
They can't see it, but your hair is an absolutely gorgeous color of green.
You can see it if you go to my profile picture. It is that color green, which is the exact same color as our green screen. He's so yay. This was a fun book.
Really enjoyed it. I also didn't realize like how much he went through personally with him and his wife.
They lost 2 babies.
Was it 2 or was it 3?
I think that there were 2 that were stillborn or died very shortly after, and I think there were more miscarriages.
Yeah, I think so too. So that in itself is a lot to handle. They also had financial troubles too. Especially like because they found out she was pregnant with the first child before they got married, and so they just kind of were like, oh, we need a place to live.
Let's get married. Gotta find a house. Weren't prepared for this.
But like their house wasn't like made to accommodate little people. Which I thought was a very interesting tidbit that he talked about, that even though they are a full, like all of them are little people with his wife and his children, that they don't really, they haven't really changed much of their house to accommodate just some of, I think, the
Right.
shelving, which I thought was very interesting because I've seen people like modify their whole homes and
I remember him talking about that, but I don't remember why he said they didn't, or if there was a reason, or if they just didn't.
I don't think there really was a reason. Well, listed in the book. What?
You were talking about modifying their home, and it made me think about when he was talking with his wife, right? Like about ways that they could navigate their home being too big, right? And he comes home with a pair of stilts that he has from a movie set, and she was like, "No, no, you go put those right back.
We're not doing this.
Go put them right back where you found them, or so help me. You are not wobbling around with a boiling pot of water. On stilts, go away."
Oh my gosh, could you imagine? Like, you'd have to be really good at walking on stilts to do anything like functional other than like walk. Like, well, there are like stilt performers
who are really good at it.
But to do it all day long, every day, like
no, his wife had the right idea. What?
Is your current post with the Empire bringing you down? Well, look no further. Request a transfer to the luxurious Scariff. We have sandy beaches, crystal blue waters, and perfect weather year-round. This is a perfect post to enjoy your service for the Empire. Scariff will truly blow your mind. Oh my... That made me think of the time they were in LA filming, I think, one of the Leprechauns, and he was talking about how they didn't have a car to go around, and they're getting kind of like cabin fever.
Yep.
And one of the people were like, "Here, just borrow this car." And they get in the car, and he's like, "Well, I can't reach the pedals." And so they like makeshift like tie bricks or something.
They tied boxes. Yeah, he tied boxes to his feet.
Driving in and out of traffic in LA, and he gets out and he's like, "I'm not going to retie these on." So he's walking on the boxes. But like, it just kind of just, I don't know, it makes you take things, like, realize you take the simple things for granted, like,
right, like just being able to get in and drive a car. These
issues, and they have to come up with ways to solve and be able to adapt to our like world of normal sized people, and they make it work, and it may be hilarious sometimes. He even said it was like hilarious, and it was just a memory
he had in his book were like they I was trying to think. There was a story I just had in my head and it just flew back out my head. But it was one I really liked. Oh well. It's good.
But like,
it's a good book.
It just goes to like, I don't know. It gave me like a whole new respect for Warwick. Like, he works hard. Like, this dude.
Yeah, he does. He works his ass
hard for his family. And he has a big name for himself.
But he lives like just a freaking goofball.
He lives a very modest life. And I think that's like so cool, despite being in all these franchises.
Right. Everybody knows who he is. He's in Harry Potter. He's Willow. He's Star Wars. He's got his own agency. The freaking leprechaun. Oh, that was the story. I'm glad you said it. That was a story. So he was talking about Leprechaun in the Hood when they
was just walking down the hood in his leprechaun like costume, like offshoot, like when they weren't shooting, and people were like, "What?"
Walking around town.
What I really want, like, he seems like he's a very great comedic actor, because he was talking about working with over in England on one of the BBC shows. They did skits, and then
yeah, I don't remember.
No.
Yeah.
Was that who he worked with? They did like a skit show, and
Ricky Gervais.
There we go. Ricky
Yeah,
Gervais.
Ricky Gervais, right? Was it
Yes,
Ricky?
he was
Yeah.
often. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I really want to see this stuff. What was it? All I hear is laughing.
When he socked him. They were like beating each other up and didn't realize he didn't have his padding on.
That's right.
And he said Ricky was down on the ground and he was just like
Punching and kicking.
He was like, you get, you fat get. That was all I could think of to say. And he was like, oh my God, I don't have any padding on, for the love of God, stop.
But I also want to see the show that they've created together too.
I
know we're not talking about like actor stuff, but like he made a show.
Yep.
That kind of, it was almost like a mockumentary, you would say, about a big-headed little
about
person
his
actor.
life. Yeah.
Like,
yeah, but it was like
opposites.
supposed to be about his life, but nothing like him. He said he like, you know, like being completely entitled and a total douchebag and complete snob. Hey,
Yeah.
cheese, how's it going? I don't know if you've read this book, but you definitely know who Warwick Davis is, and that's who we're talking about tonight.
Yes.
Yes.
I want to see him, like, I want him to come back and host Star Wars Celebration now after reading this. He didn't host last year. I don't. Oh, they have the three people, young people that work for Lucasfilms that like host it. We need Warwick Davis back.
That would be so cool.
He hits, or at least be like a guest host of some of the stuff, because he knows how to go in and like get real with the people.
Yeah, because he just tells his stories, right? He's just like, let's have a conversation. Yeah. Actually, let me tell you some shit that's going to make you cry because you're laughing so hard.
He just talks to you. He just, reading the book, felt like he was personally talking to you, telling you about his life. It didn't read like, oh, in my life at this point, I was doing this. He was like, oh yeah, this is what really happened. And like,
it was just story after story after story. And it was really good. It was a fun read, or a fun listen. I listened to it on Audible, and it was only like 8 hours listen.
I don't even think it was that much.
So it's a short read, but I definitely recommend it to anybody who has not. Oh, yes, cheese. I love Willow so much. Have you watched the new one? Because I have not. I know Denise said that it's not on Disney Plus anymore, so I didn't get a chance.
Yeah, a lot of people were upset that they took it off. They took a bunch of content off, which was, I thought, very weird.
Because of the strike, or just because of like viewership? Or
I think it was just viewership. Okay. But no, it was really fun. Oh, not yet. We haven't either. Yeah. Maybe they're going to take it off. I don't know. My husband was super, super excited about it being turned into a show because he loves Willow. Me too. And I will say, this is a complete side topic. So growing up, I loved the movie. But like trying to rewatch it now, it was a little difficult. Really? Sometimes you forget, like some of these movies are things, like it has so much like nostalgia with it that you remember it as these like big grand things, and then you go back and rewatch it and you're like, just not what I remember. That's kind of what it was, because it was so built up in my head. And then when I rewatched it, like I still enjoy it. Okay. But I was just like,
it's not the way you remember it.
Yeah, because we were young when we saw it.
Right. We were little when it came out.
And so it's definitely interesting going back to rewatch some of this stuff we watched as a kid, as an adult.
I'll have to go back and watch it again and see if I can get through it. We've been talking about watching things again that you watched as a kid. My palate cleanser, because like I fill my brain up with heavy dark stuff, right? So my palate cleanser right now is the original Care Bears series from the 80s, 70s or 80s.
Care Bears.
Yep. It's
He's
been
a
so fun.
radioactive Care
I'm a
Bear.
radioactive Care Bears.
I used to watch Care Bears all the time. Yes, movie night.
Yes, movie night for Willow.
Not when it's 115 degrees real feel though outside.
Yeah, maybe this fall. We've been pulling our fans outside. Like when we have a movie night outside, we set the big fans up. Wait till it gets dark.
This Californian is not built for this humidity. I walk
so
outside
sticky.
and I feel like I can't breathe. I'm like,
Yep.
I'm eating the air. It's so gross.
This is the second shirt that I've had on today because of just being wet. Just you walk outside and you're just wet.
Gross. You know, I definitely get it. So is there anything else you want to add about this wonderful book?
I don't think so. I think the only thing is I just want to tell people to go read it. It's so good.
It's so fun. If you want a very light, easy read that is just going to put a smile on your face. Like I literally, because I'll listen to books while at work.
Yeah, me too.
I legitimately laughed out loud several times in my office. And it was one of those that just really like put me in a good mood because it was a nice break because I'm also listening to the Thrawn series. So it's very like heavy and dark and because you're dealing with Thrawn and Vader and all this stuff. So going from that to this, I was like, oh, okay. Like this is fun and breezy and I really enjoyed it. So what would you give it? What kind of rating would you give Size Matters Not?
Oh gosh. Out of a 10, I guess like probably like an 8 or a 9 out of 10.
Okay, I'm saying, do we want to
listen to it twice.
I can't believe it. I would probably give it a solid, I think 8.5 out of 10 stars. I wanted more. I think that's why I talked it down.
Yes.
Was because I wanted more.
Me too. I don't want it to be over. You know, one thing I did really love about this is every story felt familiar. Every story felt enough familiarity that you could be like, oh, I know what he's talking about. Like, whether it's talking about driving in LA, well, we're from there, so I can picture where he's driving. Talking about being on set of these movies, you can be like, oh, I know, I've seen these movies, I've seen this show, I know the story he's talking about. I do want to talk about he was talking about the some of the scenes that we saw were totally on accident in
that's right.
When he was in Ewok. Some of them were on accident. Nobody told him to do them. He was just like, this is probably what an Ewok would do. So that scene where Leia is and the Ewok goes rolling and screaming down. That was him. He was the Ewok rolling and screaming across the screen.
I also love it too. He talked about sitting when he was sitting next to Solo. He just starts like rubbing his head on his leg.
Yeah, like cuddling, listening to the story. And there was a scene where Solo was like, and then just starts like patting his head, and that wasn't scripted. That was him actually being like, ugh. Okay.
It's an 11-year-old improvising and being awesome.
He's just like, what would an Ewok do? And it got him so many things. It got him so many places because he was just like, I don't know what you're actually supposed to do. I'm gonna do what I think this would be.
And it was so memorable that Lucas, like he now has a lifelong friendship with Lucas. Yeah. And he's gotten him into so many other things and used them for so many other things. And I will say, so talking back about being an actor, like when he was a kid, he didn't really have to audition for a lot of things. They would just call him up. And then ask him.
It had a lot to do with his work ethic on set of Star Wars. Like, he was such a trooper in that hard costume. And they were just like, oh, yeah, he's a kid we want to work with again. He knows what he's doing. And he's, he's up for it.
And then he did the Willow and how he worked with Willow too. And then Labyrinth. He was in Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Goblin. Like, just the fact that he was willing to do so much and works, and he was always wanting to work these long days and outwork everybody else. And so he got that like reputation of being a hard worker.
He was Marvin.
Yes, I did not know that.
He was Marvin the paranoid android. Melvin? Marvin. Shit. Marvin, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know that he was Marvin. He was talking about how hard it was, like, because it was really cold when they were filming.
And it was really heavy.
Yeah, the head. He's talking about him being outside in the freezing cold, like, in his costume, just like, this is fine. I'm fine.
I legitimately thought it was like a normal sized person wearing the costume and just kind of walking and like just moving, like walking and moving the arms like this. I didn't realize that that head was the head that he was wearing. And actually I was just like,
yeah. Wow.
I wonder what he would have sounded like if it was him. Like they still kept his voice for the acting. Because they said later they went back and they brought in a different actor.
They brought in Alan Rickman.
Yeah, and he said not all the lines match up with the body movements, but only I would know that.
Yep. Okay, I have to be done. We're just gonna tell every single story in the book, but you guys need to go read it. It's so good.
Yes, it is.
Or listen to it. Listen to it. It's a really fun listen.
I think it's free on Audible too.
I think so too. Yeah, I think I got it for free.
Same here. Definitely recommend that. Keep an eye out for next month's book. We haven't picked that out yet.
Yeah, we haven't picked it yet, but we will. And then when we do, we'll tell you what it
We'll announce it, and we'll have a link for another live chat. Also, let us know. Last time we did a chat, we did it 8 o'clock instead of 7 o'clock. Let us know if you like the 7 p.m. chat or the 8 p.m. chat. So,
because we probably could do either one. So whichever is better for you guys, we'll do
that. But I guess that is it. We thank you all that did chime in and comment and watch. We will keep this link up for everybody to watch here on our Facebook and on our YouTube channel.
It'll be released as an episode on our normal listening platform. So wherever you listen to us, you can listen to this too in case you didn't catch it or you want to catch it again for some reason.
And it'll be this very same raw episode of us being kind of chaotic. So
Yep. Completely unedited. It's just gonna get thrown up there. So yep.
It's gonna be fun. And I guess that is it from our galaxy to yours.
No, it's not it. No. I want to remind everybody. I'm so sorry. I know I gave you all the cues. Sending mixed signals.
That's fine.
I want to remind everybody, if you are not signed up for our Discord, come join us over there. It's very busy. We talk about all kinds of stuff. If you want to support us, you can join our Patreon. We've got $3 all the way up to, I don't remember what the top one is, but you get merch and you get special stuff and secret episodes and all kinds of interesting things. And otherwise, just watching our streams, liking and commenting and sharing with people helps so much. If you find us on our streaming platforms, like on the Spotify and wherever you listen to us, if you leave a rating and a review on there, it helps so much for other people to show us, or not. That's not the words I wanted to say. For other people to get seen. No, what are the words I'm trying to say? It helps other people see us.
Words are hard.
Words are hard.
Words are hard.
I'm so tired. But yeah, so we appreciate any way that any of you guys want to support us. We have been doing this over a year only because you guys want to listen to us, and that's really rad. So thank you.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate it. We love you all. Yes. Can I start our outro now?
Yeah.
Okay. That from our galaxy to yours.
May the force be with you.
Always. Thank you for listening to Sisterhood of the Traveling Bantha, written and produced by Denise McKay.
Edited and produced by Rexy Jupiter.
And with special brand marketing help by Bailey Hawkins.
Original logo design by Tyler Rigney.
And intro and outro music provided by Galactic Empire. And you can find us on all streaming platforms at Traveling Bantha and now on YouTube.
Don't forget, we also have a Discord where we have channels for all kinds of things. So remember to come join us there and sign up for our Patreon. You get exclusive merch, behind the scenes look, monthly Women of Star Wars episode, and more things as we're always adding them.
And special thank you to Jedi Knight members and higher, including Rooney, Michael Beavers, and James Peake.
And Mark Collier.
And from our galaxy to yours,
may the Force be with you.
Always.